My name's Jess.
I'm Diane.
We're with Youth Services, and we are at the point in our anxiety talk that we're trying to teach you that you have capacity. I have capacity, I know.
Sorry, we're having computer issues. That's why I took a look, because our computer's been freezing on us during this time, so this is our sync moment.
If you see us glitching out a little bit. Capacity is the term used to describe that you have the ability to find your inner strength.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say that capacity is the term used to describe I have the ability to find my inner strength.
Right.
What we want you to get out of this video and the next few videos for this section is that we all have capacity.
Mm-hmm.
We all have the ability to find our inner strength.
Absolutely. And for those who like the science part of that we've been doing with this is neuroplasticity. So these are tools that will increase and strengthen those pathways that are happening in your brain and create new ones. And that's how you're finding your strength, by creating new pathways in your brain.
Absolutely. So finding your capacity is key in kind of, I guess, changing your life.
Mm-hmm.
And with this series specifically, changing your experiences with anxiety.
Right. And in our past videos, we talked about preparing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you practice these tools and skills, this will help you prepare for all the emotions and all the ups and downs that life will hand you.
Absolutely.
Because that's just part of life.
Yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and start with this section.
Mm-hmm.
So what we basically broke down is that during times of anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
you have 3 choices to make.
Okay.
Those 3 choices are you take a break, you ask for help, or you keep trying. And I think we should just break them down.
Absolutely. I don't know if it would help, like, if you're maybe, we can simplify it by saying, like, you're taking a math, you're doing math.
Yes.
And you're having a hard time doing it because you can't really ask for help with tests.
Absolutely.
But you're learning a new skill in math, you're at school, and your anxiety is starting to rise,
Mm-hmm.
and you can feel it, and you're sort of starting to get frustrated, stressed out, anxious, you're worried that you're never going to learn it. So now we're going to apply this to the 3 items. So
Yeah.
The first one.
Absolutely. Okay, so when we say take a break, this isn't just, okay, stop what you're doing and avoid it. This is, I wrote the word nourishing. I love that word in terms of taking a break. So we want you to, in that time, in that moment, in that anxious experience, pause and absorb what's going on around you.
Yep.
Make the choice, because these are the 3 choices, make the choice to take a minute to just kind of take in what's going on around you. So with the math test, take a minute. What's going on with your body?
Acknowledge awareness of what's happening. You might do a breathing exercise. If allowed, you can actually get up and do some stretching. You might just go and listen to one song on your headphones if you're at school, you're loud, or at home.
Absolutely.
Something that's going to help you recover and refocus that attention back to where it needs to be.
Right.
Lower that stress and anxiety level so you're able to apply your knowledge to the problem that's at hand.
Right. Because a lot of times when you take that break, or a lot of people throw around the saying, oh, just take a minute to breathe. But when you take that break, and if it's that nourishing break, you're going to realize that you are at that heightened level and that you're probably not
able to learn it.
Right,
yes,
exactly.
When we talk about that stress level, if you're way up high, you need to bring it down to that optimal level where you are able to learn.
Yeah, and I think in one of the trainings we did, I have it, it's come back to, if you take that break and you realize, and you can make the decision to come back to it when you're less intense.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean when I say intense,
Mm-hmm.
if you've experienced anxiety. It's intense.
Absolutely. Right, so our next one is ask for help. And this is very key and very hard for some people to actually help from saying, I'm having a hard time, can someone please help me? The key with this one for me is to make sure you have the right person that you're going to ask help from.
Absolutely.
That's someone who you feel that's going to be supportive, helpful, that's going to guide you in the direction that you need to go in. You don't want them to escalate or make things worse for you, or if you go to them and say, I'm feeling anxious, they're going to be like, stop feeling
Right.
that. No.
Yes.
But help you through that so then you can then keep moving forward with whatever problem you're facing.
Yeah. And I want to add that, say we're in the math situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're in math class, you're feeling anxiety about the test or the lesson. The only person, or the teacher, is not the only person that can help you.
Right.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that someone does not have to fix your problem
Mm-hmm.
to be helpful.
Excellent. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
In those anxious times, you might not know nothing about math.
Mm-hmm.
You could still help me just by standing with me.
Yes. Or giving you a kind look or a smile or like, you got
Absolutely.
this, Jess, you can do this. Remember,
Right.
one step at a time. Or
Yeah, and I find that this is something that is really important for kids too, because as humans, asking for help is kind of connected to, oh, I'm threatened.
Yeah.
Or,
sign of
If I-
weakness.
yes, and it's not.
No.
Because every person, like we wrote here, helpers are not helpless.
Mhm.
Like every person can help you,
Absolutely.
even if they're not fixing the problem, even if they're not going to give you the math answers, they're still going to help you.
Absolutely.
Okay. The third choice you can make is keep trying. This is empowering because you make the decision to keep going.
But the key thing is your mindset and what your feelings are about keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
if you're there in math class and you're doing this and you're sitting there with your fist clenched, you're just like, I have to do this. I
Yes.
have to finish this no matter what. You're not going to be in the right mindset to actually do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make sure that you're aware and that that's that window of tolerance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know that you're going to be in distress, that your body is going to feel those anxious feelings, but you have the ability to work through them,
Yeah.
bring them along, and you're going to keep trying.
Yeah, this whole, like, when you make the choice to keep trying, what you're kind of telling your body, which then tells your mind, because everything's a system.
Yep.
When you keep trying, you're pretty much saying, okay, this emotion is not scary.
Right.
This anxiety is not going to scare me away from doing it.
Because that's only a part. There's another part
Right.
that says, I'm brave, I'm courageous, I'm smart,
Absolutely.
I have the ability. So remember we talked about those patterns of thinking, that if you're open to being flexible and having those parts open, then you know that you have those other things going on for you, not just anxiety.
Mhm.
And you have the ability to move through.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can do these in all different orders. So like you could say, I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed, I'm going to take that break. Maybe I can't ask for help in class, but maybe after school I can go and find somebody to help me with that math problem.
Right, and like each of these choices is kind of, for lack of a better description, it's really just giving you an opportunity, I guess, to experience the anxiety, and it's giving you the opportunity to kind of be better in those times of anxiety.
And to apply this maybe to another situation, social anxiety, which
Yes.
is a very big one for, especially for a lot of teens and children, is that social. So like if you're going into a social situation, a group of kids, like you're walking into the cafeteria. So you're feeling really, it's important to acknowledge how you're feeling. So you're like, okay, I'm getting very anxious. You could go and just go take a quick break,
Mhm.
right? So I'm gonna go in the corner, take a couple deep breaths, say something positive to myself, and then I'm gonna go back into the room, right?
Mhm.
I'm having a really hard time. I'm maybe gonna go find a kind person to go stand with.
Yeah,
Right? Say,
absolutely.
oh, that person has a nice smile.
Right, and yep,
I'm gonna try this one person.
absolutely. Yeah, so
So basically, you never, like when you're working with and facing your anxiety, that anxiety feeling is never going to be zero.
right.
If you have, no matter what you're feeling anxious about, when you're first starting out and you're learning, I'm going to conquer this, I'm going to go through this, this is something that's really important to me that I want to do, your feeling of anxiety will be there. It just might be at different levels. Think about like a scaling 1 through 10. Okay?
Mhm.
So basically, if you're at a 10, we need to lower that. And that's
Right.
what these tools come into.
Absolutely. Everything's really just connected.
Yeah.
I guess from here on out. Right. So with this section, it's kind of like anxiety is not going to disappear.
Right.
It's just how do you get a handle on it.
Yep.
And the next section will be more of
I think learning about the stress tolerance in your body.
yeah. So
Okay? See,
I know. I know. I'm like
We can keep talking.
Yes, exactly. We could easily do all these sections in one video, but
Yes.
it would be about
8 to 10 hours. Maybe?
yeah. So we're gonna end this and watch the next video.
Yes.
Thank you.